back to practical. What's a handful of practical things that people can do in order to improve the quality of their life and improve their longevity?
So I'll give you 3 things that everybody could do tomorrow that will cost them exactly zero. Because, I'm associated with the company 10X Health, and we have fancy light beds that are $120,000, and we have PMF mats that are $5,000. We have a Hypermax oxygen system that's $5,000. But all this equipment is doing is mimicking what we're missing from Mother Nature. And so we get 3 things from Mother Nature. We get magnetism from the earth, we get oxygen from the air, we get light from the sun. And the further we get away from the basics, the less healthy we are. If you think about the last time you had bare feet touching bare soil, dirt, grass, sand, this was the last time that you earthed or grounded. Earthing and grounding is a very real thing. You see, human beings, we build up a charge, right? And if we don't contact the surface of the earth, we don't discharge into the earth. So yes, you can use a PEMF mat, a pulse electromagnetic field mat, which I do, and I know you do, but you can also take your shoes off and contact the surface of the earth. Dirt, sand, or grass. Walking on the surface of the earth will actually change the pH in the body. pH stands for potential hydrogen. It's a measure of charge. It's a complete fallacy that you can get alkaline by drinking alkaline water. Right? Alkaline water is not going to change the pH of your blood, but you can get alkaline by contacting the surface of the earth. You can get alkaline by running a low Gauss current through the body, which is what the surface of the earth is, and actually repolarizing all of your cells. It's very, very healthy for you. That's why you feel so good when you go to the beach and you lay on the sand, you get ions from the ocean. You feel amazing because you're getting sunlight, vitamin D3, you're getting salt water and salt air ions from Mother Nature, and then you're actually walking on the sand and you're discharging and becoming alkaline. So the second thing is getting safe sunlight. I'm a huge proponent of morning light. If you actually watch my Instagram, every single morning I wake up, and I don't do it to brag, I do it for consistency so that people, if they start following, they'll see, wow, this guy is up with the sun every single day. I was up with the sun here in Las Vegas. I'm staying over at the Red Rock. I came outside, sun was just coming up. It was beautiful on the mountains. I went out there, did my breath work. There's something very special about first light. It not only resets cortisol and melatonin receptors, but for the first 45 minutes of the day, there's no UVA or UVB rays. And so it's very safe sunlight, but it will still stimulate the production of vitamin D3. The reason why we don't go outside and get sunlight in the morning is because it's too cold or it's too hot. And this is the problem, because aging is the aggressive pursuit of comfort. We are aggressively pursuing comfort in the modern age. And the more aggressively we pursue comfort, the faster we age. We have got to stop thinking that stress is bad for the body. If you do not load your bones, they will not strengthen. If you don't actually tear your muscle, it won't grow. If you don't challenge the immune system, it will weaken. You're just seeing the worst experiment in the human immune system coming out of the last 2.5 years, because we residential quarantined and we masked and we sequestered human beings from other human contact, and it crushed our natural defense mechanism. So now what are you hearing about? The 4th version of COVID, Omicron, Delta, Lambda, Omicron, all these different variants about monkeypox. And because we had a systemic weakening of the immune system, and now we're susceptible. All right. So if we would remember that stress, it's called hormesis. When we stress the body, it responds by strengthening, right? Hormesis, and the hormetic response, is something that you do to the body, and it responds in a way that actually empowers you. If you get in cold water, for example, yes, you reduce inflammation, but your liver tries to save your life and it releases cold shock proteins. So wake up in the morning, walk on the surface of the earth, get out for first light, and learn to do breath work. Breathe 3 rounds of 30 breaths is what I do while I'm getting first light. And if you can, expose as much of your skin to sunlight as you can. And when you get outside and it's cold, take your shirt off and deal with it. You're not going to die, right? We have got to stop telling grandma not to go outside. It's too hot, not to go outside. It's too cold, to lay down, to just relax, to rest, to eat at the first pang of hunger. This is collapsing our natural defense mechanisms. Hunger is good for you. When we go for prolonged periods without eating, the body actually starts to eat itself, but it starts to eat the portion of yourself that's useless. We eat cells called senescent cells, useless, lazy cells in your bloodstream that are taking up space, not doing anything for you. And when we consume them, they're replaced by healthy, vibrant new cells. You can expose yourself to heat and cold stressors, saunas and cold showers and cold water immersion, right? Because water is 29 times more thermogenic than air when we submerge ourselves in cold water, and that heat floods from our body. Not only are calories leaving our body, but the body's response is to spasm all of the peripheral blood vessels and force the oxygen into the core, force the oxygen up to the head, the same kind of oxygen pattern we have in deep sleep. And then at the same time, we flood the bloodstream with cold shock proteins. This is free. Everybody's taking a shower. You know why we don't take cold showers? Because we don't want to be uncomfortable. You know, I don't do breath work in the morning because it's too chilly. You know why I don't do breath work in August? Because it's too hot. And guess what happens? We weaken and we succumb to stress, and we reduce our mobility, and we wonder why we have become so sick as a nation, while we have sat around pursuing comfort instead of learning to strengthen our body the way we were naturally meant to be challenged.